Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. So just a quick video here. I messed up my little 0 to 1/4 inch keyless chuck. This is an Enco brand made in Spain. Basically a copy of an all-brick. So I couldn't find any info on how to service one of these. The larger ones, yeah, no problem, but these small ones, there's very little out there, especially off-brand, But after a while, I figured out it's pretty much the same as a all brick. So I wasn't going to film it, but I went ahead and it's just cell phone video, and unfortunately it's real close up, so it's maybe a little shaky when you watch it. But anyways, I'll just bring you guys along, show you how I service this thing, and also what happened to it. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. Working on getting this little Enco keyless chuck disassembled. This one's made in Spain. It's a 0 to 1/4 inch. I had to press the little ring off the top here. Just used a bearing splitter and a little pin. Came off, no problem. So now I'm pretty sure it unscrews right here. So I need to make a block so I can clamp this thing and hold it, and hopefully get it unscrewed. So I'm gonna go make this thing. This material is actually just synthetic decking. It's some kind of plastic and wood fiber composite, and I need to cut it here, and then we got to bore a hole. I'm gonna see if I can just use the old handsaw. All right, stand by. Well, that cut like butter. Hopefully this stuff is strong enough to work as a clamping block. Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, well there's our little clamp block. We've got a pretty nice fit. Let me go put this in the vise and see if we can get this cap unscrewed. All right, I got a brass protector strip and my pliers. I'm gonna try this off camera because I'm gonna need both hands. Okay, got it. That sucker was tight. I had to change my setup twice. I really had to crank down on this in the vise to get it to hold. Okay, now what are we gonna find in here? I know there's some ball bearings in here. Okay. All right, that's just the hood there. Something is making this really rough to operate. Looks like that pin is not lining up correctly. Let me get a little scraper. Let's see, before we do that, these guys are all the way closed, so it must be the other direction to get them out. There we go. Okay, I don't know if these are in any order or not. Okay, this one is by the 1/4. Put it over here. Okay, that's all the way down. Go up a little bit. Okay, nothing. Let's try this one. Okay, this one's coming out. Put that one up there. Maybe this one's the one giving us the problems here. Ah, there we go. Okay, put that one there. Okay, I had to study this off camera. So this cage comes off, okay? And what I did is I ran our, I guess I'm gonna call that the carrier for the jaws. I ran it all the way to the top. There's a register that it pushes against when it gets to the top. And then I just lightly tapped with a lead hammer on the stem, for lack of a better word, okay, and it didn't take much. It's coming out. There's our roll pin and our slot, so it's coming apart now. And let's see what we got in here. Ah, okay. A little bit of gunk on there. So this is our screw, left hand. Oops. Okay. And then somewhere under these here's going to be some ball bearings, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah. Okay. So there's our, let's call it the plunger, and there's our ball bearings, okay? All right, so I'm going to take all those out off camera very carefully, clean them, and have a look at what's going on. All right, I got everything cleaned up, and I've been studying this to see how it works. I found two issues. So the first one was, what are we going to call this? This is the main arbor, I guess, okay? So on the main arbor, this surface was pretty gunky. I had to clean it quite a bit. And it slides through the main body from the inside this way. So it's got to be able to turn freely. Okay, so that was a little gunky, all right? So we cleaned that up. And then this cage assembly, it's got this roll pin that lines up with this slot. And there was some burrs on this slot, and it would not slide all the way down, okay? It was getting stuck right there. So I did some needle file work, got this all cleaned up. So now this is sliding and floating like it's supposed to be. Because this was definitely stuck. It was stuck right about there, okay? The lead screw, I don't know if that's the right word or not. It looks fine. It's got some discoloration in here, but it's just staining. It's not affecting anything. It is a little rough if you look real close down in these grooves, but I think it's fine. I'm not going to try to mess it up. The jaws slide in these like so. Okay. It's interesting how it's got a little hook, so it kind of floats in there. All right, and then all these little jaws, they're all the same, so it doesn't matter where they go. I was able to figure that out. So I may have helped with the problem. So what happened is I was using this chuck and drilled a couple holes, and when I took it out of the mill, the R8 arbor, it just fell out. This is a Jacob's Taper 1 in here. It fell out. So what I did is I went over to the press and just gave it a light press back in. Well, this floats, and it may have, the ball bearings sit on top of that. So I may have moved this and created a little gap, and the ball bearings may have gotten, out of their track or riding on top of each other. Very possible. So, but it doesn't seem to be any damage. So I'm just going to put it all back together. Hope for the best. So for oil, I'm going to use this stuff. It says it's the perfect lubricant for fast running fine mechanisms. So what could go wrong, right? And then for the roller balls, I'm going to use this stuff. This is it's a fairly light moly grease, and it's synthetic, so I think that's going to work good. All right, so I'm going to do a lot of that off camera. I'll just show you a few shots here and there. That was not easy, getting all those little roller balls in there. And there's a couple little gaps, but I think that's just how it is. I was real careful. I didn't lose any of them. Okay, now I gotta put this in there. I'm gonna do that off camera. Okay. Oh, sorry, way out of frame. Okay, got it in there. Put a drop of oil. Oops, more than a drop. Just a little bit. Question is that all the way down? Okay. I think that's as far as it goes. Okay. Now the next challenge is to get these jaws back in there. Okay, there's one. Set that down for a second. I'm going to put some oil on the inside of the hood here. The back of these jaws slide on that. Okay, that feels nice and smooth. Wow, I think we got it. All right, now I just got to tighten that back up. Okay, I've already tightened this, just did the reverse, used our little brass protector and our pliers and just gave it a good gronk. It is right-hand thread. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but all right, I'm ready to press the tightening ring back on here, and also the R8 arbor. After seeing how this is made, you want to make sure that you're pressing against the jaws, not the body. And I think that's what happened, how this thing got screwed up, because when I pressed this back in after it loosened up, after I was doing a little project, I believe I had the jaws all the way back. So there's a direct connection between the arbor and the internal screw and the jaws themselves, where the cage is floating. So if you try to press on here, holding it by the body or pushing on the nose of the body, it's going to push that internal cage forward. And I think that's what happened, and then that allows a gap. And I think the one of the ball bearings or something got loose in there, and that's what was causing this thing to be really crunchy. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the press and press this on, and I'll probably press this on at the same time. Alright, I didn't get a chance to film everything. I kept getting sidetracked, other things going on. Anyways, all back together. Everything's operating nice and smooth. So, I think we got a winner. Alright, well hopefully that helps somebody. I know I did a lot of research trying to find information on this Enco branded chuck, and it was hard to find anything, but it's almost identical to Albrecht as far as how it disassembles and so forth. So anyways, there you go. Okay, thanks. Okay, just one thing to add before we close out. So this little tightening ring, you have to glue it on. It's not a press fit. I thought it was, and that's what some of the gunk was that I found on that spindle. It was just the glue or epoxy. Yeah, so I just used some 5-minute epoxy, glued it back on, and I'm assuming that's just how they did it. It's not like a Albrecht where it's split and it has a little clamping screw that goes in there. So anyways, hopefully that's helpful to somebody, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye now.